everyone? Mitch coming in from the Commander's Course studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. The biggest commanders in Commander right now, and here's why. Let's jump into them. Now, first up, over the last month, Cloud has been dominating with over 3,000 decks. Good enough for 10th place right now in Commander, a 4/4 Human Soldier Mercenary with haste for 5 mana and Naya. Whenever it enters, attach to one target equipment you control to it. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens. Now, getting to power 7 or greater is incredibly easy with this commander. I mean, there are a multitude of equipment out there. There's a vast amount of equipment out there that give +3, essentially, right? And if you're attaching something for free onto this, you can very easily go, oh, okay, yeah, 7 power, swinging, here we go, make some treasures, get a lot of mana out of this. And of course, again, for each equipped attacking creature you control, you're drawing a card. That's at least 1 on attack. And if you're going wide with some equipment, maybe if you got some equipment that like auto-attach by creating a token and then attaching to that token like germ tokens, you can do a lot of work with this. So there's value when it comes to, well, Voltron kind of swinging, hitting incredibly hard. There's value when it comes to free equip. There's value when it comes to getting a lot of mana out of this and a lot of card draw out of this. There's a reason why this one is so popular right now. Moving on to 9th place with 3,116 decks to its name, we've got Cosmic Spider-Man Wooburg Commander, the best color combination, a 5/5 Spider-Human hero. Flying, First Strike, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste at the beginning of combat on your turn. Other Spider control gain. Flying, First Strike, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste until end of turn. Very simple. So this is one where it says, hey, I am keyword soup. I give all these spiders keyword soup. So if you want to go Spider Tribal, Spider-Man Tribal, whatever you want to do, there is going to be a massive effect from this that just says, hey, everything is, well, much better, much harder to deal with. Kind of like in a Chroma's Memorial, basically, but as a commander and giving you access to all of the cards out there. And of course, if you want some like Maskwood Nexus shenanigans, you can make everything into a spider so you can just pump things that shouldn't be able to be pumped like this. Yeah, it is one that definitely has a lot of fans out there. Next up, Taval is holding on. My goodness. Since the start of the year, Taval has been a shining star in Commander. Good enough for 8th place right now with 3,293 decks to its name. 4/4 Spirit Dragon for 4 mana. Well, in the most disgusting color combination, 3-color combination in my opinion, that's Sultai. Flying, when it attacks, mill 3 cards. You may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Tap whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard. Create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Yeah, this is ramp. This is like auto ramp if you just have 1 fetch land. If you have like 1 evolving wilds, all of a sudden this is just, oh yeah, you get to ramp every single turn with your commander because you just keep bringing back the exact same land again and again and again and again and again. It's kind of crazy. On top of that, of course, you are going to be making a zombie druid army as well. Of course, there are certain shenanigans that you can do where, again, it is 1 or more that triggers. So it's not like, oh, I exile my entire graveyard of the Bajuka Bog and I get a bunch of zombies. Like, no, you only get 1 for that. But there are certain cards, like Titan's Nest, that just individually exile cards out of your graveyard. And when you do that, you're making a massive zombie druid army. Of course, you are in a color combination with pump effects, ways to get them through, aristocrat style, if you really want to go that way too. You can do a lot with this commander. Moving on, Edgar Markov. Speaking of staying power, my goodness, is it impressive that Edgar Markov is still, again, on a monthly list with new commanders coming in here, there, and everywhere, still staying strong. A 4/4 Vampire Knight for 6 mana in Mardu. Whenever you cast another vampire spell, if Edgar Markov is in the command zone or on the battlefield, create a 1/1 black vampire, create your token. First Strike, haste. Whenever Edgar Markov attacks, put a counter on each vampire you control. Yeah, again, in my opinion, Eminence was a mistake, Wizards. But, yeah, there's a reason why this is a popular commander. It is basically a free ley line when the game starts, basically. It's just, hey, you know what? You just get this extra effect that your opponents cannot stop, that they can do nothing about. You're just getting free extra value just for playing a vampire strategy. So again, play a lot of low-to-the-ground vampire cards, swing very, very quickly with a massive vampire army. There's a lot of vampire support out there. And when you need to, get Edgar Markov out and pump your entire team. And yeah, there's a lot of value to be had with this one. Speaking of value, at number 6, 3,370 decks to its name right now over the past month, Vivi Orniter, a 0/3 wizard for 3 mana in Is It. By paying 0 at X-Men, any combination of blue and or red where X is Vivi's power. Activate only during your turn, only once each turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get a counter on Vivi, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Here's the thing. Yeah, this is a combo engine just waiting for it, essentially. Yes, you do have to do a little bit of work, I should say, with this one to actually get the combo going, because, again, it does have that restriction only once each turn. But here's the thing. Yeah, if you blink it, or if, you have it go away and come back, essentially, in a different way, then all of a sudden, you can activate that more than once each turn, because it's considered a different card every single time it comes back into play. Now, you want to get its power back, but of course, there's easy ways to do that, including equipping something, maybe, that, well, you can get mana from this to equip it. Or maybe there's a free equip effect. There's a lot of ways to get so much value out of this. On top of that, if you don't want to go combo, you're just going, okay, I'll cast a bunch of non-creature spells and just ping you for a ton and eventually get a bunch of mana, just like a bunch of, giant ritual effect, and maybe get lifelink, gain a bunch of life. There's a lot of directions you can go with this, and all of them are disgustingly powerful. Next up, number 5, the Dragon. 3,424 decks to its name. Sorry, Edgar Markov. Again, I talked about staying power. I think dragons have slightly more staying power than you. But, that might change in the future. You never know. There might be more, vampires coming out that really kind of, put the needle in that direction. But I doubt it. I mean, it seems like every single set we get, hey, look, a giant dragon. That's, an auto-include. But it can't really be an auto-include, because there's so many good dragons now that, the Dragon is literally just an embarrassment of riches, and it's oh, how do I cut a dragon when all these dragons are amazing? A 10-10 dragon avatar for 9 mana in the best color combination, Wooburg. As long as it's in the command zone of the battlefield, other dragons hold you cast cost 1 less to cast. Again, Eminence, a mistake, but a very powerful one, because, hey, you just get free mana, free cost reduction throughout the entire game on, the spells you're going to cast anyways with a dragon tribal deck. Flying, whenever one more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. You may put a permanent card from your hand on the battlefield. Yeah, draw a massive amount of cards and also cheat something into play. What's not to love about that? But again, even if you don't play the Dragon the entire game, you're still getting an insane amount of value with that cost reduction. So yeah, the Dragon is definitely here to stay. Moving on to number 4, with 3,512 decks over the past month, that's Kefka, Court Mage, a 4/5 human wizard for 5 mana in Grixis. When enters or attacks, each player discards a card, then you draw a card for each card type. My cards discarded this way. Here's the thing, even if you just build around the front side of this, you could build an incredibly impotent and just a very oppressive and overpowered deck, just by literally playing this and going, okay, I blink it, okay, I blink it, okay, I blink it. All right, my opponents don't have a hand. I've got a massive hand, and they're all in big trouble, basically. Also, by paying 8, each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice. Transform Kefka, activate only as a sorcery. And here's the problem, because the backside is actually even more powerful. A 5/7 avatar wizard, Kefka, Ruler Ruin. Flying, whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. Yeah, there's infinite combos with this as well. Something you have to kind of be careful about as well, because Psychosis Crawler, cool. You got to make sure that your opponents actually lose before you run out of cards, so do keep that in mind. That being said, yeah, incredibly powerful, incredibly oppressive commander. There's a reason why it's at number 4. Next up at number 3, 4,057 decks to its name, Hearthhold the World Seed, a 6/7 spacecraft for 4 mana in Jund. It's got Station. By getting to 2+, you pay 1 tap, you sacrifice a land, draw 2 cards. You may pledge the land this turn. Basically, just cycle through your lands. Little landfall synergies, lovely to have. Flying Vigilance Haste, and whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life once you get to that 8+. Yeah, so this is one where it's Zernorb is the best card in the game at the end of the game with this card. Zernorb, for those of you who don't know, it's a 0 mana artifact that says, hey, you know what, sacrifice a land and gain 2 life. And you're like, okay, I can freely sacrifice my lands whenever I want, and I drain my opponents, and they lose. Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy, crazy cool commander where, again, those land synergies where you're getting them out, you're sacrificing them, you're getting value, you're draining your opponents. You can do a lot of exciting things with this one in a landfall-centric deck. But now we've gotten to number 2 with Norman Osborn, a 1/1 human scientist villain for 2 mana in blue. But it is a Grixis commander. It can't be blocked. It says whenever he deals combat to your player, he can knives. By paying 4 mana and Grixis transform, Norman Osborn activate only as a sorcery. Ironically, again, this one being unblockable becomes slightly more blockable for some reason as the Green Goblin, but that's just, lore, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, a 3/3 Goblin Human Villain for 4 mana and Grixis Flying Menace. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. Each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem. The Mayhem cost equal to its mana cost. And again, Mayhem means you can cast the card from your graveyard for its Mayhem cost. If you discarded it this turn, timing rules still apply. So being able to go, you know what, I'll just play a bunch of cards out of my graveyard for cheaper and get value by discarding them, maybe getting some discard triggers as well. It's a very exciting commander, one that has a different avenue of play than many. There's a reason why it's at number 2, again, with 4,244 next to its name. But at number 1, again, right out of the gate with the Final Fantasy Commanders, Ishtal and Knight's Blessed really took over. 4,681 decks over the past month. A 2/4 Cat Warlock with Vigilance for 4 mana and Esper, beginning of your end step. Each end step, I should say. Yeah, very effective there. If a player lost 4 more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell made value 3 or greater, Ishtal deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. Here's the thing. Life is a resource. Yeah, you can utilize that very, very well. If you've got, like, life-setting type cards, like Mischievous Poltergeist, one of my favorite cards of all time, you can just go, yeah, I just feel like losing 4 life. Okay, I lose 4 life. Then this end step triggers, and you're like, okay, cool. I draw a card. Yeah, if you need cards, you can just turn life into cards very easy with this one. But, of course, also, just by casting 2 non-creature spells with mana value 3 or greater, you're like, okay, ping, ping. Cool, all right, I draw a card. Or if you've got, like, life doubling effects, for life loss, essentially. Like Wound Reflection, you're like, okay, I cast 1 of those. All right, you lost 4. Cool, all right, I'll draw a card. There's a lot of ways to ensure that you're getting the most advantage out of a commander like this. So many cards to be drawn, so much pain to be had. There's a reason why it's in first place right now with 4,681 decks to its name over the past month. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.